Make sure everybody else is muted. Okay, so I'm going to ask Courtney, I'm going to ask her like why, Courtney, why is posting so important, and kind of like go over, if you can't hear, make sure that you have your volume turned all the way up. Because sometimes it is in your settings that you don't have it on. Okay, so Courtney, I'm going to unmute you, and you can kind of just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in the business, and then just kind of talk about posting and why it's so important, and kind of just some simple tips that people can do posting right off the bat. So go right ahead.
Hey guys, so I'm Courtney. I'm 19 years old. I'm a college student, and I started May of last year. So I've been in for a little while, almost a year. Basically, posting is most important because you have to stay consistent, because if you're not consistent, people don't know what you're doing. People don't know what you're doing anyways. So when they're watching your page and they don't see a post from you every single day or multiple times a day, they don't know what's going on. Like, most people are going to want to follow you. So you need to be consistent in your posting. And something that really helped me be successful last month is my before and afters, and making sure that I am posting those before and afters, because you can post like a cute picture of someone's like natural hair, like on, and say the hair, skin, nails. But if they're not seeing a before and after of a real person whose hair grew from the hair, skin, nails, they're not going to know that it really works. So they want to see those before and afters. So that's super important. And also sharing your story when you're posting. So having that wide variety of posting the before and afters, posting your story, and posting like when you get a customer, or like your success in the business, having that variety so that they know all the different kinds of things that come with the business, so they can, if they're interested in the business, they know that they can come to you. If they're interested in the products, they can come to you for that. They know the different aspects of the business and what they could possibly be interested in. But basically being consistent and constantly doing that every single day. Like, even if you don't want to, make yourself post, because that's what's going to make you successful. And even if you don't see that right now and people aren't commenting on your posts or liking your posts, like, they're still seeing it no matter what. So I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, that was great. I'm going to move on to Jenna. Jenna, can you kind of talk about like where somebody who has just started, let me unmute you. Somebody who's just started, where can they go? Where are the different places they can go to find posts?
Okay, I'm going to apologize right now. My son is in rare form, so they're playing catch. Places newbies can go. If we should, your upline or your top leaders should send you guys a list of top leaders that they can follow to get kind of ideas of how they post and what they post about and what their posts look like. And then we also have a page called Signing Loyal Customers and Distributors, where you can go and kind of get some ideas as well, that has pictures and product information and stuff like that.
Yeah. And something that that was good. So you feel free to go look at those top leaders. If you don't have a list of people that a list of people to follow, let me or one of the other girls know, and we'll send you a couple of people that you can follow and go kind of look at their posts and their posting style and what they're putting up, and how many times a day they're posting. That's really, when I started, that is exactly what I did. I was copying the top leaders, because obviously they knew what they were doing. They got to the top by working this business, and so I wanted to follow the people that were successful. So I would just go to their different pages if I needed inspiration on what to post that day, and go look at what they're doing. And then feel free to take some of their posts and just, change the words around to make it sound more like you. Obviously, don't copy and paste their story, because that's not your story. But if they have a product post that you really like, feel free to, take those words, take that picture, and make it your own. That's what I did when I first started, because you don't know a whole lot about the products yet. You don't know a whole lot about how the business works. So it's perfectly fine until you get comfortable making your own posts to go and find those posts that you like, and put them on your page. And then Taylor, I'm going to move on to you. Talk about posting products, go into posting about products that you like and why it's important to be a product of the product, and like sharing your testimony. Hang on, let me unmute you. Gotta find you. Okay, kind of talk about why it's important to use your products yourself and show you using the products in those posts. Oh, sorry.
Taylor, you unmuted me instead of Taylor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, hang on. Okay, Taylor, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
That's okay. Hey guys. So yeah, being a product of the product is super important because you need your followers to know that you're just as much as in love with the products as you say you are when you're posting. So, the first thing a loyal customer or a potential loyal customer is going to ask you is, oh, well, do you like this? Or how has this worked for you? And you need to be able to give them a personal testimony, or even just a testimony of a sideline or an upline. I know I use my uplines testimonies with keto coffee and stuff like that all the time. But yeah, being a product of the product is huge. And then also taking before and afters, and also post. So I don't really post if a product doesn't necessarily work for me or I didn't fall in love with it. I don't post about it. Just because I don't have that testimony to give those potential loyal customers that they're probably wanting to hear. So there's a few products I don't necessarily recommend or post about because it just didn't work for me or I didn't like it too much. So I'm not going to recommend that to someone and then it happened to them as well. So.
Okay. That's good.
Is that kind of what you wanted?
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So super important. And I wanted to kind of touch, I forgot when Courtney was talking about make sure you're posting every day. So people have to see something like 7 to 21 times before they actually jump in and purchase something from you. So if you post one day and then don't post again for another 3 to 5 days, you're wasting valuable time for people's eyes to see that, because they're going to have to see it over and over. And if your page doesn't have anything about our products or anything about Airworks on it, your business is closed. You're closed for business and nobody can buy anything from you. It's kind of like, if you didn't see, if there's a clothing boutique and then one day they just stopped posting, would you know to go buy clothes for them? No, you wouldn't. So you have to be constantly showcasing what you have to offer people. And plus, when you're adding new friends every day, you want those new people to see your posts. So it's just super important to be posting every day. And you're not going to get a like and a comment on all of your posts. That is just so normal. I rarely get likes or comments on my posts. I go days without messages. But you know what? On that 10th day, I might get 10 messages. So that's why it's so important to just keep posting, because you never know who's watching you and when they're going to reach out to you. Okay, I'm going to go back to Courtney. Okay, so we know that oh, my connection's unstable. Okay, we know that posting is important, but posting isn't necessarily asking for that customer. So can you kind of talk about how you message for loyal customers, or how another way you go about getting customers into your business besides just posting? Courtney, is she there? No. Are you muted? Ugh, sorry, I keep forgetting to unmute. You're good now.
Okay. So it's super important to message, because when you post, first of all, you might not know to ask. You can say, message me if you're interested, but sometimes people are scared or they don't want to get, sucked into it, or they think that they have to commit to it just because they messaged you. So it's really important to message people, and people don't always see your posts. So because of the algorithm and things like that, if they have a ton of friends, they might not see all of your posts, and I'll message people and they don't even know what I do. They're like, what company are you with? So obviously they've never seen any of my posts. So when I message people, first of all, it's really important to print out your friends list. So Facebook, you can go download your friends list and print it out so that you can keep track of who you're messaging. Because if you don't know who you're messaging each day, one, you're going to miss people, and two, you're not going to know where to go when you want to message people, and it's going to be super overwhelming. So that's one thing that I do. And I message people, and I kind of have a Okay, so when I message people, I say, hey girl, or hey, whatever their name is, I'm looking for a few new product models this month, and I love following your page, so I thought I would offer it to you first. Are you open to learning more? And then if they respond to me, I kind of explain a little bit about the products and things like that. So basically, you're giving them that open door if they are interested. So some people will respond to me and say, hey, yeah, I really was interested in that, but I just hadn't had a chance to message you, and things like that. So if you're not giving them that open door, and if you're not giving the option to them, you're going to never know if they're interested or not. And like I said, they may have never seen your post before at all. Kayla, what else do you want me to say?
Okay, so after they, respond that they're interested, can you kind of go over how you seal the deal with them, like how you actually get them to order? Because I know that, a lot of our newbies get interest, and then they don't know how to necessarily go about following up with them and getting them to, actually order the product. So can you kind of go over how you do that?
Okay, you kind of cut out, but basically so I say, are you open to learning more? And if they say yes, then I say, okay, and I kind of list a few products that we have, and they'll tell me which ones they're interested in. So then I usually go through and I kind of talk about those specific products to them. So if they're talking about hair growth and weight loss, I tell them a little bit about the hair, skin, nails, and then I ask them about their weight loss goals and their budget for that. And then I kind of talk to them about what I recommend for them and things like that. And then after that, one thing that, I don't know if you really want me to go into this, but I never send people to my website. So if they want to order products, I tell them that I will handle that for them. So then I talk them through it, and once we decide what products they want, I say, okay, can I get that ordered for you? And then I have them send me their information so I can do it for them. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. I'm going to try to call in on our Zoom.
Or was that not?
No, that was good. Jenna, can you kind of talk about, I'm going to try to call into the Zoom. Can you kind of talk about how you go about getting your 4 loyal customers every month? Like, what is your strategy? Is she muted too? Okay, sorry, I had you muted. Go.
Okay, I'm muted now. I have to mute myself because you're here Aiden screaming in the background.
Okay.
Okay, so I go through to get my 4. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to get my 4 customers each month, I'm usually getting them from follow-ups or people that like my post, or I'm messaging them. A lot of my loyals right now are coming from Instagram, and using a method that we learned called Morgan's method, and it's where you're asking them about becoming a product model or becoming a distributor. So it's kind of the same question all in one, and I'm getting a lot of loyal customers just through follow-ups alone right now.
Can you tell everyone kind of, sorry, I'm trying to call in so that you guys can hear me better.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. You are in the meeting now. There are over 10 participants in the meeting. This meeting is
Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm just gonna go upstairs.
It's really echoing, Kayla.
I'm gonna turn off the.
Okay.
Can somebody Hang on. Okay, is it echoing now?
Nope.
I'm so sorry, you guys. My internet sucks so bad out here in the boondocks. Okay. So, Taylor, can you kind of go over how you get your loyal customers in the system each month?
She's muted.
Is she muted?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Okay, what was the question again?
Taylor, I think it was how do you go about getting your 4 loyal customers a month
Okay.
or every month?
Okay. So usually what I do is I message them, like even if they don't like my post, I go through my friends list each month, I message people, because I think that's where, that's where your success lies. It's not just posting, it's messaging. So I usually message more than, I'm posting, or if people like my post, obviously I'll message them, or if they comment. I get a lot of potentials from Instagram polls. So I usually try to do a poll every other day. And I continue to follow up with them until they say no. So until they say no, bug them. And then after that, it's just messaging back and forth. I always get their number. So I have their number in my phone because it's easier for me to remember to follow up with them if I have their number in my phone. And I'll usually put their name and like PLC by it, or what product they're interested in. And then I also follow Morgan McIntyre's method now, where I put them in my calendar. Even with follow-ups, when I message them, I kind of have an Excel spreadsheet also of when I message them, what product it was about, when I need to follow up with them again. And then after that, I also don't let them order themselves. Obviously, some will be persistent about it. Some won't let you put the order in themselves because they're freaked out that, you're some crazy person that's trying to steal their info. But I always try to get their information, which is why I ask for their phone number, because a lot of people don't like sending it through Facebook. So it makes them feel more comfortable. I try to have a little conversation with them beforehand, before asking for their information, just about stuff I see on their Facebook profile. If they're recently had a baby or if they have a puppy, I make a conversation with them first. So it seems like I'm a real person before I'm asking for that information. And I just go to the website and sign them up. Now, if they want to sign themselves up, I follow up with them. I give them my website, and then I tell them, let me know when you're at my website. And then if they don't respond back, I respond back maybe 10 minutes later asking, hey, did you get to my website yet? Or, yeah, just something like that. Is that all?
I don't know where Kayla went, but to touch on what Taylor said, it's kind of important to get their cell phone number. That way you can, so say if they are persistent about putting their own information in, they can, you can send them the direct link through their cell phone number. A lot of times people can get lost if trying to find your website, and you want to make sure they're getting your websites in. So say they're interested in stretch mark cream, you can go ahead and go to your website and add it to a cart and send them that direct link, so it sends them directly to the cart under your name. And that seems to help a lot from loyal customers getting lost in the system.
Oh my gosh, I love that tip. I've never done that before.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that tip. Okay. So I was going to also say with Taylor, like how she asked them like 10 minutes later, I do the same thing. Like if they say they want to put the order in, so what I always tell them is, let me know as soon as you're done so that I can add your product credit in for them. So we know that when customers sign up, they get 10% back on their order. We don't necessarily have to put that product credit in, but I'm letting them think that I have to do that. So that always, you know, they let me know when they're done. So yeah, those are some really good tips, y'all. I didn't know that one, Jenna. I like that tip. I'm going to be using that. Okay. So those are some simple ways of getting loyal customers. And if you want more information on the Morgan McIntyre method, just reach out to me and we'll tag you in the post. There's a post in Wrap It Up that has the conversation completely laid out, exactly what to say back when they say certain things. So it's great. Let's go into adding new friends to your network and why that's important. Jenna, do you want to kind of touch on how you, well, I'll ask all three of you how you go about doing it, because we probably all have different ways, because I got me and Jenna on here, the old moms, and then I got Taylor and Courtney on here, the young guns. So I'm going to ask Courtney first, and you can unmute yourself, Courtney, if you're muted. How do you go about adding new friends on Facebook? Courtney added 900 people to her Facebook last month, which I was just talking to her about this a minute ago because I thought that was crazy. I didn't know how she did it. But Courtney, can you kind of talk about where you go to find friends and how you target people?
Okay, so one place that I recommend going is finding groups. So like if you're interested in like buy sell clothing sites or different groups on Facebook that you have people that are interested in the same things as you, go to those groups and then add people from there. Another thing that I do is just go and like search a certain like if you're interested in like country music, like certain country band and add friends that liked that page, or I don't even know what I do. I just like randomly. Sometimes I'll add, like if there's like a really cute girl and I'm following her, sometimes it's like I'll look at the people that liked her picture because they're obviously liking the same kind of stuff that I'm liking if I liked that photo also, which is kind of what I do on Instagram as well. Or like there's like these ads that pop up on my phone. So there's like a cute like boutique that just popped up on my phone. So I'll look to see who liked that photo and who commented on that photo of that boutique site, because obviously we like the same things. But that's kind of how I go about it, is the groups and the ads and the just finding those mutual things that you're both in common, like you have those things in common with people and adding those people, because you're more likely to connect with those type of people if you have things in common and you like the same things.
Yeah, that's exactly how I do it too. Can you talk about why it's important not to add like friends of friends on Facebook? Because a lot of times when we get started in the business, we'll get that suggested friends. And like when I started, I know that's how I was adding friends, but it really wasn't a good method. So can you talk about why it's not important to add suggested friends?
Okay, so in the beginning, it might not be as bad, but once you start adding It Works friends, you're going to get a lot of direct salespeople, and most likely they're not going to buy from you anyway because they have their own business, and you're also going to get other DTs that are on there that you're probably going to accidentally message them, or it's going to get messy. So like and also like if you add friends of friends, like that might be your future DT, and so if you're taking people from them and you're signing all those people up as loyal customers and they join as a DT, like who are they going to sign up? Because you just signed up all their friends. But definitely suggestions is a big no.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So You don't want to add other it works distributors because they're not going to benefit from your business. You have to think of that Facebook is now a tool for your business. Facebook is how you're going to run your business. Yes, you can still have family and friends that aren't associated with It Works, but you also need to put your business owner hat on and look for people that are potential distributors or potential customers into your business. So, and she's right that if you, let's say I signed up all of Courtney's, or I, went to Courtney's page, added all of her friends, and then Courtney signs up as a distributor with me. Well, I've taken her whole network from her. So we definitely don't want to do that. So you want to find people that you don't have mutual friends, or if you do have mutual friends, it's one or two or a few. And then, sorry, I almost called you Hannah. Jenna, can you talk about where you go to find friends? Because I'm sure it's similar to me because we're both moms. So can you talk about where you find your friends, your potentials?
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing Courtney does, but I don't do groups because I've been burned by groups. So some groups have so many rules in them, and so I've stayed away from groups lately, and I've just gone to like boutiques that I like, or I'm pregnant right now, so I'm really looking into like maternity clothes. So I'm looking at all those sites, and I'm going through, if I like a certain shirt, I'll look at the likes, or and then friend them, and then the same with Instagram. I'm looking at boutiques and mom sites and kid clothes and pretty much anything that interests me. I'm going to, and I'm adding to my network by those photos.
Yes. So if you're a mom on this Zoom tonight, we advise that you do not go to specific mom groups that have friends. We have found that they are very protective over their group and who's in it. And if they notice that you're adding people to potentially recruit them into It Works, they will ban you.
Yeah.
So just stay away from mom groups. But what I love doing is going to like resell children's clothing groups. So if you go to like Matilda Jane Buy Sell Trade or Gymboree or Old Navy or any of those cute, like, just children's boutique groups, there's tons and tons of people and moms in there that I can connect with so well. So that's where I go to add potentials. And then also think of just like hobbies that you're into. Like, Jenna and Taylor and I are really into Ray Dunn. So we are part of a ton of Ray Dunn pottery groups. You have something in common with those people already. So that can be the basis of something for you to connect on. Taylor, can you kind of talk about where you go to find new friends?
Mm-hmm. So with Facebook, I pretty much do the same thing. I go to groups that I'm interested in. With me being in the St. Louis area, which is a bigger city, we have a ton of boutiques. We have a ton of local boutiques, clothing boutiques. We have a ton of like small business, like furniture shops that are kind of like, I guess you could kind of relate them to Chip and Joanna. So I try to stay within the area and go to those pages, and I look at their members, and I go through their members and kind of look at their profiles. You can tell a lot from a profile picture though too. So I'll click on their profile and I'll just kind of see what's going on with it, and I'll add them. That's kind of all I really do with Facebook. I just go to groups, stuff I'm interested in. Ray Dunn groups. There's so many of those out there too. Ray Dunn. I run. I'm a big runner, so anything related to running. And then with Instagram, Captivate is a great app. I don't know if anyone mentioned that yet, but Captivate, I use that, and I just search. I'm still in college, I guess, technically. I graduate soon, but I'm in grad school, so I'll search like college stuff, or I'll search Ray Dunn stuff, or I'll search boutiques as well. And then also now they have a thing on Instagram with hashtags. You can follow hashtags. So I'm actually following like Fixer Upper hashtags since I'm really interested in that, Ray Dunn hashtags, and it'll like posts will pop up on your feed. So what I do is the people liking those posts is I click on those likes, and then I search through, who's liking them, and I go to their page. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I add friends every month.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that either. That is so awesome. I'm going to start following some hashtags. Dang, I'm learning all kinds of stuff from you guys tonight. Okay, so I'm going to jump kind of back to loyal customers. I'm going to go over the distributor piece in just a few minutes, but I want to jump back to, we'll all touch on the distributor piece, but I want to go back to loyal customers for a minute and kind of talk about, keeping organized with them and how to retain those customers after 3 months. Because we have an awesome loyal customer program. I love our business because most people don't just buy from us for one time. We can count on them buying from us for at least 3 months and making income from them for 3 months, and hopefully longer, to build up that residual income if we take care of them the correct way and make them fall in love with the product. So Jenna, Jenna has great success with retaining customers and keeping track of them and being organized. So Jenna, can you just kind of talk about how you keep track of them, how you connect with them, and keep them longer than 3 months?
Yeah, I feel like this is like one of the most important parts about the business, because without our loyal customers, we have nothing. We won't get a paycheck if we don't have loyal customers. So it's really important to hold on to them and make them happy. So what I do, from the second I sign up a loyal customer, I have just a cheap Walmart calendar, and I write their name down for, say they signed this month. So I write them down for March, April, and May. So I have all 3 months wrote out, and then I follow up with them, or they say they ordered the product. First thing I do is I send them a thank you card in the mail. You can go to, in your eSuite, you can find their address. So I send them a thank you card just for signing up in with me. And then, let's see. Like say they order the cleanse, I don't give them any instructions on the cleanse until they get their product in the mail. Because if I give them instructions, because it could take like 7 to 10 business days for them to get their product, they forget in the meantime, and then they'll get it in the mail and they'll just drink it and they won't even read the instructions. So I make sure to tell them to contact me when they get their product in the mail. That way I can go over certain instructions. And I didn't do that at first, but I've been doing it for the past, 8 months. People have gotten a lot better results by me walking them through it with the products actually in their hands. So it's fresh in their mind. So I feel like that's really important. And then another thing, so our loyal customer program, they sign up for 3 months, and it's an auto shipment. So their products will go out the same day each month, for 3 months. And they can change their date up just like they can change their product up. But what I like to do is I like to remind them like a week before that their auto shipment's getting ready to come out, and that way I can help them change their product. They also receive an email, so it's not just on you, but just you alone can help them change their product, or they might want to add greens to their order instead, so you could actually get, more orders in by just contacting them and staying in contact with them and making sure they like what they're doing and the results they got. And if they didn't like their results, you could find a different product that they could try. So those are the things I do every single month for my loyal customers, just to make sure they're liking everything.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of touch on branding for a minute, and then we'll go into the distributor part of this business. So when you are, and this kind of goes along with posting and all that good stuff, when you start this business, you kind of have created, you started to create a brand for yourself. So you want to be able to show people through your posts, and this goes along with signing distributors, how this business seamlessly fits into your lifestyle. So a lot of questions we get is, should I create a separate Instagram account or a separate Facebook account for this business? No, you should not. I have been in this business for 2 years and have successfully built this business without ever creating a different Facebook or Instagram account specifically geared towards It Works. Before I joined It Works, I was in social media marketing for a healthcare organization. And I want to tell you guys that when you create a different page on Facebook, you create a business page, Facebook is going to limit so hard who sees those posts because they want you to pay for advertising. So you have to be able to show how you are using the product on your regular Facebook page and how you work the business and it incorporates into your lifestyle. So when people come to my page, I want them to know that I love Jesus Christ. I'm a mom. I have a husband. I live in a farmhouse, and I do It Works Global. That's what I want them to think of me whenever they come to my page. I want them to know that you can live in a small town. You can be a mom, and you can do It Works Global because it works in my life. It fits into my lifestyle. And so that is part of my brand. Now, if you look at Courtney or you look at Taylor, they're going to be completely different from me, but that's part of their brand. Courtney and Taylor are showing how you can work this business and be a full-time college student. They're showing how the product works for them being who they are. And so like, if you look at Courtney's brand, she is showing how she takes the greens before she is starting to study for a test. I'm showing how I take the greens before, 2 o'clock in the afternoon when my son's about to act like a monkey. So you have to show how the product fits into your lifestyle and how you're able to work this business from your cell phone. Do not create another page. Do not create another Instagram. It is only going to limit your business, limit who sees it, and it's not going to be as easy. So I would advise not to do that and just start incorporating this into your lifestyle and showing other people how it works. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to move on to the distributors part. Courtney, I'll start with you. Signing a distributor can be difficult. It can be, and we know that. But it can also be simple. I think sometimes we just overcomplicate it, but it really comes down to how many people are you talking to about the business. Most people are not going to just reach out to you right away, but if you start conversations with people over time, those conversations are going to develop into a friendship, and probably they're going to join your business. So Courtney, let's kind of start with you. How do you go about starting a conversation with somebody about becoming a distributor?
Okay, so one thing that I like to start with, specifically on Instagram, is doing like an Instagram poll, because like I can message random people about joining the business, but they're not necessarily going to be interested. They might be, so it's also important to message as well. But I like to do the Instagram polls because if they click yes, I want more info, like they're already telling me that they're interested without actually messaging me. So it's kind of that open door without them actually having to message me. And then I message them and say, hey girl, you're interested? And they say yes, and then I get their phone number. So I like to get their phone number because then I can get them on the phone easily. So I don't tell them like, hey, can I talk to you on the phone? I just say, hey, can I get your number so I can text you? And then they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then I text them and say, hey girl, how are you? And they say, good. And I'm like, great, me too. Can I call you for a quick 10 minutes and talk about the business? And then they're like, oh, okay. So getting them on the phone is super important because you're actually talking to them. So through a text message, you don't know. They can't hear your voice. They can't hear your excitement. They can't tell if this is a scam, if it's real. They don't know who you are. So I always get them on the phone and I tell them about my story and how I joined. So if they're a college student, they can connect with me. And they always get that more personally when you're actually calling them and talking to them about it. But yeah, that's kind of how I go about it.
I love it. So I love what Courtney says because I get people on the phone too. I want to talk to them. But when I first started the business, I did not. Because I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel comfortable like talking to people on the phone. But what you can always do is get me on a three-way. I'm sure Courtney is happy to help any of her team on a three-way. So if you're not quite comfortable getting someone on the phone yet, we can do a three-way call where one of us will explain the business to your potential. And then what your job from there on out is just to keep following up, because most people do not sign up the first time you talk to them. There are those rare people out there that I talk to and they're like, yes, I want to sign up now. And I'm like, yahoo. But most of the time it takes several follow-up messages. People have to talk to their husbands. They have to think about it. They have to come up with the money. And those are all understandable things. So we want to make sure that we respect that. And we're not, pushing them to join. You never want to get in convincing mode. When you feel like you're convincing someone to join the business, you just need to stop because we don't want someone in the business if they're not ready. So yes, I love getting people on the phone. Yes, and you can, that gives you an open door to message them. Some of my method is to actually, send out messages. I like, just going ahead and sending out messages. That has just been what I've done always, and it has worked for me. But that doesn't mean that it's the end all be all. You kind of have to figure out what works for you. My message that I send to people is usually just like, hey, I feel like we have a lot in common. I think that you would be awesome in my business with me. Would you be open to hearing more? And as soon as they say yes, I ask them if they have time to chat on the phone, or I'll voice message them a little bit about the business, because like Courtney said, I want them to hear my voice. I want them to hear that I'm a real person and that I'm genuine. And you can record a voice message and then, save it and forward it to people if you want to do that as well. But don't be afraid to voice message. People want to hear that you're real and that you're not a robot. Your voice message doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be scripted. Sometimes Austin is literally screaming in the background while I'm voice messaging, and I'm just saying, I'm sorry, I have a crazy kid. But that, they want to know that this is real and they can connect with you. Jenna, can you kind of go about how you are signing distributors?
Yeah, I think you guys pretty much touched on it all. I think the three-way calls are most important right now. I feel like the last several DTs I've signed have all been from three-way calls and then just following up from there. I feel like when they already hear your story, but hearing it another side of the story is really helpful, because they might not connect with your story, but they might connect with Kayla's story or Courtney's story or whoever's story. So I feel like three-way calls are really important right now.
So when someone tells you that they're too busy, because we hear that one a lot, they tell you that they're too busy, they just don't think they'd have enough time. What do you say to that?
I say that I don't know, and that I work full time at our area hospital, and I have a 2-year-old, no, almost a 3-year-old. I'm pregnant, and my life is absolutely insane. But it's just making that, an hour before Aiden wakes up, I, do everything, and then maybe sometimes at night I sit down and I do a couple things. You just have to fit in a little bit of time. It's your business, so you get to run it however you want. So I think a lot of people have to realize that it's not like an 8 to 5 job. This is literally your business, and you get in it how much you put into it. So
yeah, I love that. I love, whenever somebody tells me that they're too busy, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I worked this business for a full year, while I was working full time and I had my 3-month-old baby when I started. So, I was super busy too, but it just works because you can do it all through social media. So you can spend time that you would have been just mindlessly watching TV or scrolling Facebook to make an income. And you don't have to work this business 8 hours a day. If you have an hour a day, you can work the business. We all have an hour a day that we can, make this work for ourselves if we really want to do it. Like I said, you don't want to convince anybody, but if that is something that is holding them back, if they really want to do it, but they don't think they have enough time, those are some suggestions, or, things that you can say. Taylor, what do you do when somebody tells you that they don't have the $99?
I tell them that don't look at it as losing $99. Look at it as an investment to, change your life, to change your family's life, to $99, and they can make that $99 right back with the 4 wraps they get in their builder's kit. I think it's important to change that wording and let them know that it's not them spending $99, it's them making an investment in themselves and in their business and in their family and in whatever they have going on in their life. And tell them that $99, down the road isn't going to be anything once you're making, 5 figures a month.
Yeah. And we all can attest that we've all made our $99 back.
Yeah.
And then some. So, I think it's important to, like Taylor said, to let them know that it's an investment into the business. Compare it to like starting a new job. If they were to start a new job, they would have to go buy maybe clothes for that job, or, they would have to pay for gas money to get to that job, or, whatever it is. This is purely an investment. And right now, with that extra $50 in free product in the kit, like, I just don't even think it's almost like it's free because you're getting product. Like, basically, you're free to join the business and you're going to get all this product. So you can sell that product and make a profit. So I try to, sometimes I think when people say it's the $99, it might not actually be. So I want to get to the root of that. And a lot of times people are fearful. They don't know if they can do this. They don't know if they'll be successful. So I try to kind of, talk them through that, let them know that I'm going to be here to help them, that we have a team that's going to help them. honestly, I always tell them the only way that you can fail in this is if you just give up. It's not a matter of if this is going to work for you. It's a matter of when it's going to, when you're going to reach those goals, not if you're going to hit those goals. What else? Did I want to talk about distributors and following up? Like I said, most people do not join right away. I mean, I have several people on this Zoom tonight that, like, literally I talked to some of you guys a year ago. So you have to keep that in perspective too, that it takes people a while to join. That doesn't mean that you're not going to sign up some people right away, but some people, it does take a while for them to think about it and process it. And then everybody, this is like a statistic, everybody has a life change every 9 months. So something changes in their life every 9 months. So maybe right now isn't the right time, but in 9 months it might be. In 3 months it could be. In a week it could be. So that's why it's important to just stay connected with them, keep following up. Even if they have told me no at one time, I'm still going to probably check in with them again and be like, are you still too busy for me, or are you still not ready? So I just, I keep following up. And as far as, sending out messages and stuff as well, you have to remember too that for every 50 messages that I send out, I'm going to probably tell you that 45 of them are going to ignore me. So, but I'm not worried about those 45 that ignored me. I'm worried about the 5 that said maybe, or the 1 that said yes. I don't even focus on the ignores or the no's. I really just only care about the yes. And what my goal is every day is to get at least one person to talk to me, 1 to 2 new people to talk to me to get on my potential list. And it kind of comes down to a numbers game. If you talk to X amount of people are going to talk back to you. So, and that is just kind of like in sales in general. So you just have to remember that you are going to get ignored. You are going to get no, but it's okay. You're still going to be successful. I promise you. Jenna, Taylor, Courtney, is there anything else that you guys wanted to say before I close it out?
No.
I don't know. I just think
Okay.
Just be very consistent is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Be
Definitely
yourself.
consistent. Yeah, be yourself. Consistency and persistency. It is all down to that. There's not a day that has gone by in this business that I haven't posted. There's not a day that has gone by that, that I haven't done something for my business. So you have to remember that you have to do something for your business every single day. And my non-negotiables are posting, adding new friends, and reaching out. So even if it's only 10 messages I can get out today, I'm going to send out 10. But in closing, I want you guys to know that we are so excited. You're in the right place at the right time. This is going to work for you. You just have to get your mindset right. This business truly is 80% mindset. You have to know that you can do this. You are worthy of this, and we all believe in you, and we're all here to help you. So reach out to us if you need help. We are so glad that you're a part of it. Like we said earlier, 3-way calls. If you want us to hop on a call with you, we're more than happy to do that. If you need help with posts to put up, if you need help with a message to send out, if you need help with a response back to somebody, that's what we're here for. So I'm so glad you guys hopped on tonight. Sorry for the technical difficulties because my internet sucks. We literally live in the boondocks. I cannot believe my husband, I agreed to move out here, but we did. So I hope you guys have a really great night and just start tomorrow off with a bang. And I can't wait to see all of you succeed. So anyway, if you have questions, you can message me privately, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.